It's freaking cold out, guys. Why can't it just be nice all the time, everywhere? It's been a while since we've done a new products video. We kind of got caught up in SEMA prep and SEMA itself, but today we're jumping back into it and got a special announcement for you. First off, I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys are able to spend some quality time with your friends and family. Personally, I've been spending a lot of time working on my cars and on driven media, so I haven't had much time to spend with my loved ones. So I'm super thankful that I'm going to be seeing them throughout the holidays, and I'm very much thankful for each and every one of you guys. So we're going to be doing a little holiday giveaway. Up for grabs is this amazing Apex RX-7 die-cast model. Now, this is not just a regular model car. You can actually swap out a ton of the pieces on this to transform it into the iconic Apex FD3S from 2001 with the Vertex body kit. This is also reserve stock from over 15 years ago. So this is essentially a relic. I only have 2 of these. I'm keeping one for myself, and the other one is going to one of you guys. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and then comment down below with something that you're thankful for. That's it. It's that simple. I'm just out here trying to spread some positivity, guys. I will announce the winner in next month's new products video, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications, because if I announce your name and you're not paying attention, I'm gonna have to give this away to somebody else. So with that being said, good luck to each and every one of you. Of course, I've got to announce that the Driven Media Black Friday sale is currently live. We're doing 15% off everything on the website using the code BF23. Whether it's carbon fiber, lighting, overlays, or merch, it's all on sale. So you can pick up some Alpha Rex headlights on discount, carbon fiber for your interior, maybe some upgraded LEDs, or if you just want to get some overlays for your taillights, now is the time to do so to save some money. Use the code BF23 for 15% off. Now, let's talk about some new products. We're gonna start with some new Driven Media products, the first one being the wide angle mirrors. Now, you guys are gonna say, Kevin, you've already covered these. You're right, but they were only available with this blue tint, and I had a lot of you guys ask me for a clear version, and I love giving the people what they want, so now clear wide angle mirrors are now available. So if you want to improve your visibility, but you weren't a fan of the blue tint, I've got you covered. These are, of course, a direct replacement for the OEM mirrors. You still have the defroster built in, so you don't lose that functionality, but what you get is a much wider field of view, basically deleting your blind spot. Let me show you guys. They're surprisingly easy to install. We're gonna angle the mirror towards the center of the car. That's gonna open up a gap on the outer side. We can grab the mirror and pop it off. It's really that easy, guys. Now we're gonna have a connection on the back for the defrosters. Just pull that off. We take our new mirror, plug in the defroster, and then line up the tabs on the back. And it just presses back on. So right now we're looking at the OEM mirror, and I'm sitting right next to the rear wheel. So take a mental picture of what you're able to see through this mirror. The location of the camera isn't gonna change. The only thing that's gonna change is the new mirror I'm installing. I've got the new mirror installed. You can obviously tell by the blue tint, but you can also clearly see the huge difference in visibility. And like I said, I'm sitting in the exact same spot. The camera hasn't moved, but you can see much more of what's around me. With a stock mirror, I took up most of the stock mirror and it was essentially at chest level, but now you can see most of my body besides the lower half of my legs. But the fact is, you can see much more of what's around you, and with driving around a small sports car, that's super important. And with how easy these are to install, it's a no-brainer. Hopping inside the car, I have got some carbon fiber goodness to share with you guys. Now this piece is actually, I think, out of stock right now, which is crazy because I just dropped it a few days ago. But I wanted to share this with you guys to show you that I'm showing the automatic cars some love as well. This is the carbon fiber automatic shifter trim. You can see it has the raised edge here, which is different from the manual shifter trim that is just flat. This is currently available in gloss, but I've got the matte and forged versions coming, and don't worry, I'm working on the center console cover as well. These next pieces are something that I'm genuinely stoked about because I've been working on getting these available for you guys for quite some time now. These are the carbon fiber window switch panel covers. Now, what's so special about the Driven Media version? Well, if you look at other options available online, take a look at the passenger side cover. They're not gonna have the cutout for the lock buttons, which is kind of crazy. You're just gonna lose that functionality. So I worked directly with my manufacturer, actually sent them the window switches to ensure that they include that cutout so you maintain that functionality and have access to all of the buttons. And of course, you're gonna get both the driver and passenger side. They're available in gloss and forged currently, and I have the matte version on the way. If you take a look inside your car, you're gonna see a lot of these silver accents here. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I think it looks plain and boring. So I've added the carbon fiber dashboard trim to the website this month. This installs over the top and adds a nice carbon accent that goes across your dash and mates up perfectly with the carbon fiber side vent covers. These next two pieces are something that I personally have been patiently waiting for. Both the outer and inner door sills are now available in a matte finish. If you guys have been following along on this build, you'll know that the rest of the carbon fiber in this car is matte, so I've been waiting for these to come in so I can install them. These are some of my favorite pieces that I currently have available, simply because of how well they fit. The satisfaction that you get from just placing them on there, the fitment is just perfection, guys. Just look at this. For those of you that are big fans of forged carbon fiber, the gauge cluster surround is now available in a forged option. I don't think I'm bougie enough to pull off the forged carbon, but I know a lot of you guys love it. And I've told you before, I wanna have each piece that I offer available in gloss, matte, and forged, and we're getting there. We've got the mirror covers, antennas, fuel door covers available in all three options, so gloss, matte, and forged carbon. Like I said, we're gonna continue to add to the lineup until every single piece is available in all three options. For those of you that have been wondering and patiently waiting, the F1 blinking modules are finally back in stock. If you don't know what these are, they turn your OEM third brake light into a flashing brake light. So when you step on the brake pedal, it's gonna flash a couple of times and then become solid, letting the driver behind you know that you're coming to a stop or slowing down. With the amount of distracted drivers out there nowadays, you wanna do everything you can, especially driving a smaller sports car, to make sure you're visible to others so you don't get rear-ended. This is completely plug and play. All you have to do is remove the cover underneath the trunk, unplug this connection on the driver's side, and then plug the module in. It uses OEM style connectors, so like I said, 100% plug and play. Put the cover back on, and that's all there is to it. Hopping back inside the car, we've got two new products from BeatSonic, one of which actually debuted at SEMA this year. And yes, we're gonna talk about some of the new products that I saw at SEMA, but let's talk about this phone holder kit of theirs. This is not a generic universal phone holder. It's made specifically for the GR86 and BRZ. It's molded to fit perfectly over on the passenger side of the center console. There's an articulating arm so that you can adjust the positioning exactly where you want it. There's two different versions. You can get just a regular normal phone holder, or they have a wireless charging option as well. The new product that I mentioned debuted at SEMA is their DSP power amplifier. A while back, you guys may have seen me install the PA2 amp in this car, which the DSP is kind of based off of, but it includes a chip that has a preloaded audio profile that's specifically tuned for the sound characteristics of the GR86 and BRZ. So where the driver positioning is, where each of the speakers are, and how they interact with each other. I'm not a sound engineer, so I'm not gonna try to get into the specifics, but what I do know is that I got a demo inside the car that had a PA2 and a DSP installed with a switch that could go from stock to the PA2 to the DSP. And when I say the difference was huge, that's an understatement. I already thought that the improvements from the PA2 were impressive, but when I heard the PA2 compared to the DSP, once that switch was flipped, it blew my mind. We were listening to some Madonna and it felt like I was having a personal concert inside the car, and she was right here. And I think I'm in love with Madonna now, guys. For those of you that are in the market for a new exhaust system, Cobb just recently released their titanium catback exhaust for the GR86 and BRZ. It actually fits the previous gen as well. But this is a dual exit system that only weighs 20 pounds. And what I love about this exhaust is that it maintains or utilizes the suitcase style muffler just like the OEM exhaust. And why that's important is because it maintains the aerodynamics underneath the car. With a lot of aftermarket exhaust, it opens up a big gap in front of the rear bumper and it acts as kind of a parachute, increasing the amount of drag. But you don't get that with the Cobb exhaust because they use that suitcase style muffler. So if you are prioritizing performance on your car, this exhaust should be at the top of your list because you get the weight savings and the aerodynamic performance. Of course, another exhaust that I've got to highlight is the Apex N1 Evo Extreme. Now that I've actually got it installed on the car, I can talk a little bit more about it. And I've got to say, I am absolutely infatuated with this exhaust. The tone that it produces is deep, throaty, and just perfect. Now, some of you might say, Kevin, I hate how single exit exhausts look. And while I may agree with you, if you don't do something about the hole on the other side, once you install the exhaust hole cover, it looks amazing. That cover looks like an OEM piece. I cannot say enough about how impressed I am with the quality of each Apex product. Let's talk about some of the other new products that we saw at SEMA, starting at the Alpha Rex booth. Of course, we saw a bunch of their headlights installed on pretty much every single GR86 and BRZ we saw at the show. Love the new design and the new functionality. I still owe you guys a comparison video between the output of the stock headlights and these headlights. I promise you it's coming. But let's talk more about the stuff they had for the rear of their car. Their taillights were a completely new design that we haven't seen before. The running light goes around the whole edge of the taillight, giving it a really unique look. And then you have the brake light and sequential turn signal on the inside. They've got 3 different colorways to choose from. You have a red lens, smoke lens, and a clear lens option. We're probably gonna test out that red lens because if you haven't already noticed, I kind of like red, okay? The other thing that kind of incorporates the taillights is the LED trunk bar. We've seen this in the past. I've tested one on the car before, but I wasn't really impressed with the quality of the one that we tested, but I've been impressed with the quality of the Alpha Rex headlights. So I'm assuming that they've done a better job on theirs. A big difference is that it retains the trunk button, so you don't lose that functionality. It's also available in different colorway options. They've got a smoke lens or red lens. I'm not sure if they have a clear lens, not sure how that would look anyway. But again, we're probably gonna go with that red lens option. And then finally, we have the new 4th brake light that we saw installed on Michelle's car. This again is a completely different design than we've seen. It's not a flat lens all the way across. It's kind of a 3D molded design that has 2 horizontal bars on the outside and then 3 vertical bars in the middle. Super unique. And what's really cool is that all 3 of those products, the taillights, LED bar, and the 4th brake light, are kind of incorporated into one startup sequence. So that's just another unique touch that Alpha Rex has added. We can't forget about the taillights installed on our GR86. These are the Valenti Jewel Ultra taillights. These were actually one of the only ones that I saw at SEMA. Actually, that's not true. I did run into the 8.6-speed car as they were installing a smoke set of these, but I am still very much in love with how these look, especially the red on red and this aggressive boomerang design. It just looks so good. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What is your favorite aftermarket taillight for these cars? Or maybe you just prefer the stock taillights. Let me know. Another new taillight that popped up at SEMA this year is from Spider Auto, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it yet. I do like their new lens design. I've said this in the past, the stock lens design is superior because it goes into this trunk trim piece and makes it one cohesive unit. A lot of aftermarket taillights have a flat lens that looks awkward because this line right here just kind of stops abruptly there. What Spider Auto has done is fade this into the design of their lens so it doesn't abruptly stop, and I love that. But let's talk about the rest of the taillight design. They've got two long LED bars that go through the middle here, and I'm assuming those are the brake lights. But then you have 4 short LED bars, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom, and then a reflector on the very bottom. And I'm not quite sure how that's gonna look once they're installed on the car. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not gonna say anything for certain until I see them on a car, but it's definitely different. There were a ton of wide body kits at the show this year. I guess it's like that every year, but one that debuted for the GR86 and BRZ is from Infamous Aero. We saw it on 2 different cars, one at the Yellow Speed booth and the other on Wayne's BRZ. I love how aggressive, thick and wide the rear hips look, and I really enjoy that they've kept the smooth body lines of the car. I think a lot of wide body kits kind of go a little too far with the sharp angles and sharp body lines that they add, and it takes away from the stock body lines. But Infamous Aero has done a great job incorporating those smooth body lines into their kit, and I think it works. I've also got to say that the freaking orange and white combo that Wayne has going on is absolutely killer. We got to talk about one of the reasons why I was at SEMA in the first place, and that is to debut the Coney GTS coilovers. Coney has been known for their shocks for quite some time now, so it's great to see that they're jumping into the coilover world and offering an option for the GR86 and BRZ as well as other applications. I haven't been able to drive on them much, but when I have, they've been very smooth, absorbed the bumps well, and when I took the car out to do some exhaust clips, it handled very well with spirited driving as well. So I'm excited to get the car out and try these more, even though winter is right around the corner. But if you guys are in the market for a coilover system and you want something that's gonna be perfect for the street and some track use, these are gonna be a great option for you. They're gonna be available early next year. We've got 2 more performance-oriented products that we saw at SEMA that we'll talk about, one of which is the Sprintex Supercharger kit we saw on the 8.6 speed car. I think they mentioned to me that they made 280 wheel horsepower on 91, and they're gonna be doing some testing on E85, so those initial numbers are very promising. We also have another force induction option from Works Motorsports. At first, I thought it was just a previous gen kit retrofitted to fit on the FA24, but with a little bit more research, it is actually an FA24 kit that they're planning to release, so that was probably a prototype. So it's great to see more force induction options pop up for the 2nd gen for the GR86 and BRZ. I'm excited. And there you go, guys. Those are some of the new products of this month. If you're interested in anything you saw, the links are down in the description. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Don't forget about the Driven Media Black Friday sale. Use the code BF23 to get 15% off. And don't forget about the giveaway as well. Leave your comments down below. That is gonna do it for today, guys. I am freezing my ass off. Hopefully you are enjoying the new content. If you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you guys next time.